Hey legends, we're back from an epic trip out looking for my daughter's first tahr. No luck on the tahr, we got our friend onto a deer, but things didn't pan out quite as expected, and my friend learned a really good rifle maintenance tip to improve accuracy. So come and join us and catch you in the hills. We had an early start, hitting the road and then jumping on our bikes, biking in a few Ks, enjoying the epic scenery and just being out in the mountains. The forecast was pretty iffy. Our plan was to do a scouting trip, probably for half the day, heading up, having some lunch, and then heading back if the weather was looking average. Forecast was for it to close in the afternoon. It's always really fun going into a new location, comparing what you see on the maps to what it is in reality. We were all pretty low on meat supplies, so our plan was if we saw a tahr, my daughter would take the shot, and if we saw a deer, then our friend would have a go. Just blown away by these big southern mountains. We stopped for lunch and my daughter spotted some tahr feeding on a slip. We tried to cut the distance, but we just couldn't get it within range. In a turn of events, we spotted some deer and got our friend lined up on them. They were bedded down under some trees. With the wind in our favour, we had plenty of time to set up a really good stable position. It was a proper stakeout. We ended up waiting over an hour and a half for the deer to stand up.
That meat shot could turn into a bum shot.
Yeah, not a great shot, eh? Once he's finished chewing, he's going to get up and feed again. Oh, there's another stag. There's 3 deer down on below the dark one. He's moving. No, he's standing up. I can see his butt. Yeah, I think they're all going to get up.
I just like it.
We had to be ready for that opportunity.
Do you see it?
Yeah.
So cool.
Our friend's first shot missed completely. Thinking that he may have wounded the deer, he reloaded, and when he felt completely steady and the deer was still, he took a second shot. This time absolutely perfect, straight down the centre. The deer sprang forward and ran out of view. Our friend was concerned that it wasn't a good shot. I checked the footage and it looked really good to me. I was very confident that we were going to find the deer. While traversing across, I spotted a small furry patch underneath a tree on top of some tussock that looked really similar in colour to the deer. The problem was our friend had already gone down the hill looking for it, so he was still feeling pretty uncomfortable about the situation, thinking that the deer had ran off. We spotted him in to the area that I thought the deer was. We were all stoked when he got to the spot and confirmed that that fuzzy bit was in fact the deer that he had shot. After we all crossed the freezing cold river, we butchered the deer, crossed back over the river, put on our nice warm shoes, and shouldered our heavy packs, heading back up the hill and then back down the other side for a walk out in the dark for a few hours, back to the bikes, and then finally back to the car. On the way back, We reflected on the first shot and why it went astray. One of the things that we identified was that our friend had thoroughly cleaned his rifle before the trip, so he had given his rifle a full-on copper clean and scrub. The problem is, shooting on a totally clean bore can cause a different point of impact than when you're shooting over a fouled bore. I was having this problem myself, and I had a friend introduce me to his technique that I've been using, and I found it to work really well. I'm not saying this is the only way to do it, and I'm definitely keen to hear from you guys whether you've got a technique that works really well. I guess the main thing is to ensure that your rifle is in good condition, it's not going to go rusty, and ideally has a consistent point of impact for as long as possible before you have to do a deep clean. When you're ready. So after I go for a hunt, I use a process that a friend showed me. He's a competition shooter and a long-range hunter, and he uses this pretty simple process, which is that he runs a patch of CLR, calcium lime rust, through the bore, followed by a number of clean, dry patches. Then he runs some brake cleaner. This removes any CLR residue, and it evaporates real quick. Following the brake cleaner, you put through one patch of CRC Long Life. This is like a light oil that coats your barrel and makes sure it doesn't get rusty. And this whole process cleans out the carbon without changing the point of impact for your next shot and protects it from any rust. So that's our story of how a half-day scouting mission turned into a full-day, 19-hour absolute marathon deer hunting session. It was so fun and really great to come home with some delicious venison at the end of it. We actually went hunting for a couple of more days after this, up a few riverbeds, but we didn't come across any tahr. So our mission to find tahr continues.